We're taking things back to the 2010-11 season and rebuilding the Los Angeles Lakers around Kobe Bryant. Kobe has a total of 5 championships, which is 1 ring away from tying MJ, so today we're going to set a goal to pass MJ in total rings won. The LA Lakers are coming off a championship win in the 2010 finals, but now we gotta go for number 6. And taking a look at this roster, other than Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol, I'm not that big of a fan of this rotation. And if I'm not mistaken, Kobe Bryant never really got to contend after this season. I believe the Lakers did a poor job rebuilding around Kobe Bryant. But in this 2K simulation, we're going to do the complete opposite and build an amazing team around Kobe so he can contend for the rest of his career. Let's go ahead and see which trades we can pull off. So we do have Kobe and Pau Gasol, of course, who will most likely remain on this team for the rest of this video. And then we have Lamar Odom, who ends up falling off after this season. So we're going to see if we can package him for a pick. The same with Ron Artest and a few other players. I would also like to upgrade the point guard position. I don't want a 77 overall point guard in our starting lineup. So we're going to be pulling off some pretty big trades here. Let me see what we could do to make this rotation a lot better. So I decided to throw Lamar Odom, a 1st round pick, and 2 2nd round picks in Trade Finder, and the Chicago Bulls are offering us a 25-year-old Luol Deng and a 25-year-old Taj Gibson. And of course, we're going to be pulling off this trade. This trade here is going to make our team a lot better. We currently don't have a starting power forward, but since now we just got ourselves Taj Gibson, we do. The rotation is already looking a lot better than it was previously. But we're not done there. We're going to try upgrading the point guard position. Let me see what we can get back in return. The next point guard that we're going to be targeting is none other than Jrue Holiday. He's only 20 years old. He's going into his sophomore season, and we all know that Jrue Holiday ends up becoming one of the best two-way point guards in the entire league. So we're going to try acquiring him from the Philadelphia 76ers, where we send them Derek Fisher and Derek Character for Jrue Holiday and Kurt Christie. Let's see what the 76ers say, and they do decline, but this is where our 1st round picks should come in handy. 1 1st round pick, they still decline. 2 1st round picks gets the trade done, and we get ourselves Jrue Holiday as the new starting point guard. And just with those 2 trades, we got Kobe Bryant more help than the Lakers did after the 2010 season. The starting lineup is looking absolutely amazing. We have ourselves Jrue Holiday, Kobe Bryant, Luol Deng, Taj Gibson, and Pau Gasol. And off the bench, we have Ron Artest, Shannon Brown, Matt Barnes, and Theo Ratliff. Even though we have ourselves a pretty good roster, we still may make some trades this offseason. Like Theo is 37 years old. He's not the best rebounder as a backup center. He is a good interior defender, and he's 37 years old. And Ron Artest, I don't think is going to be much of a high overall going forward. I'm pretty sure he's only going to continue regressing. The same could be said of Matt Barnes. So we may not keep them on this team for much longer, but let's go ahead and simulate the first few games and see how we do. Game number 1 against the Houston Rockets, we win, and Kobe Bryant drops 23 points. Luol Deng in his LA Lakers debut drops 21 points. Pau Gasol with 21, Artest with 16. Jrue Holiday in his debut drops 10, 12, 1, and 4 assists, as well as 1 steal and 1 block. I think we could definitely win a championship this season, but I guess we'll find out. We also win the 2nd game against the Phoenix Suns, where Kobe Bryant had 24, 10, and 4, Pau had 23, Jrue Holiday had 20. Now let's see how we do against the Golden State Warriors. So we're on a 3-game winning streak here so far. Pau Gasol with 25, Kobe with 28, and Luol Deng with 14. I'm going to continue simulating. I'll probably stop at the trade deadline to pull off a few more trades, so I'll see you guys there. I was planning on trading away Ron Artest at this trade deadline, but he's been doing so well for us off the bench, I decided we'll be keeping him for now and possibly move on from him in the off season. We're stopped here on February 10th. We are the number 1 seed with 44 wins and only 8 losses. And now I'm going to simulate until the playoffs, and let's see if we can go on to win a championship. If you guys are enjoying this video so far, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button and subscribe if you're new for more NBA 2K26 rebuilds, and also comment down below which rebuild you guys would like to see next. At the end of season number 1, LeBron James wins MVP with the Miami Heat. DeMarcus Cousins Rookie of the Year with the Sacramento Kings. Getting DeMarcus Cousins as our starting big man would be awesome as well. So I'm going to see the next season if we're able to pull off a trade like that for DeMarcus Cousins, or even in the off season. Greg Oden, 6th man of the year, another amazing big man that we could possibly target going forward. Josh Smith, defensive player of the year. DJ Augustine, most improved. Phil Jackson, coach of the year, and we also win executive of the year. Where is Kobe Bryant? And whoa, he fell all the way to all NBA third team, despite probably being better than a lot of these players here. Like Josh Smith is on all NBA first team, averaging 21 points per game. How did Chris Paul do 22 points per game? Whereas Kobe was averaging close to 30 points per game, basically 30 points per game. Do we get any all defensive players? We do get Kobe Bryant on all defensive second team. And it looks like that's going to be it for awards. But we were the number 1 seed, and in round 1, we're going to be taking on the Houston Rockets. We won a total of 67 games, losing only 15. So we had a great season with this new and upgraded LA Lakers rotation. Let me go ahead and show you guys the player stats for the regular season. And the leading scorer on our team was, of course, Kobe Bryant, averaging basically 30 points per game, 5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 2 steals per game on really good efficiency, 56% from the field and 46% from the 3-point line. 19 points per game from Pau Gasol, as well as 11 boards, 4 assists, 1.5 block per game, 17 from Luol Deng. Amazing get for our team. He shot the ball really well from the 3-point line as well, which I was kind of surprised by, but we'll take it. 14 points per game from Jrue Holiday, as well as 7 assists, 1.5 steal, half a block. Good sophomore season from Jrue Holiday. 10 points per game from Ron Artest. But now let me fix up the player minutes, and let's see how far we can make it in the playoffs. This here is what the player minutes will be looking like for the playoffs as of right now. We're running with the same 9-man rotation, and now we're taking on the Houston Rockets, who have Kyle Lowry, Kevin Martin, Chase, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, Louise, or Yao, and Yao Ming. And this here is their bench unit. They don't really have many good players on their team. In their starting lineup, they have 380 overall plus players, but on their bench, they don't have a single one. Game number 1 does go to us. Kobe drops 40 points, 38 from Jrue Holiday. Whoa. And I'm pretty sure this is Jrue Holiday's playoff debut, if I'm not mistaken. Game number 2 also goes to us. Kobe with 30, Pau Gasol with 24. Game 3 goes to the Houston Rockets. Kyle Lowry defeats us here. Kobe had an amazing game, so did Luol Deng, but we do fall short. But we do end up going up 3-1. Kobe with 48, Pau Gasol with 18, Luol Deng with 16. And now, can we, gentlemen, sweep the Houston Rockets? Yes, we can, to advance to the second round, where we take on the San Antonio Spurs. They have themselves Tony Parker, Garrett Temple, Richard Jefferson, Dejon Blair, and Tim Duncan. And they have Ginobili off their bench, as well as these other players. This team is definitely going to be a lot harder than the Houston Rockets. They've won a lot of championships. They have championship experience. They have Parker, Tim Duncan, and Manu Ginobili still on the team. But game number 1 does go to us. Kobe drops 30. Pau Gasol with 28 points and 20 rebounds. 27 from Jrue Holiday and 24 from Luol Deng. Game number 2 also goes to us. Kobe with 23, Pau Gasol, Jrue Holiday, all balling out, and that's what I'm talking about. We're up 3-0. Let's go. Jrue Holiday drops 29 points, and he's been balling out, shooting nearly 50, 40, 90. Kobe with 28, he's been balling out, averaging 32 points per game. And we gentlemen sweep the San Antonio Spurs to advance to the conference finals, where we're going to be taking on the Dallas Mavericks. They have themselves Jason Kidd, Jason Terry, Sean Marion, Dirk Nowitzki, and Tyson Chandler. And this here is their bench unit. I don't know about this team. Their starting lineup looks stacked. But if we did beat the San Antonio Spurs, we definitely have a chance against the Dallas Mavericks. Let's see where things go. Game number 1 does go to us. Kobe drops 33 points. Jrue Holiday with 28. Game number 2 also goes to us. Kobe with 29 points. Jrue Holiday drops 21. 21 from Luol Deng. Pau Gasol was amazing as well. And game 3 goes to us as well. This is looking a lot easier than I had expected. Kobe Bryant drops 37 points. Jrue Holiday with a 16-point double-double. And are we going to be sweeping the Mavericks? And yes, we are, to advance to the NBA Finals, where we're either going to be taking on LeBron James and the Miami Heat, or the Boston Celtics, who have Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Rajon Rondo, as well as Ray Allen. So they really have a big four over there. And it's going to be LeBron James and the Miami Heat that we take on in the 2011 NBA Finals. The path to the NBA Finals was not hard at all for our team. We only lost one single game to the Houston Rockets, but here is where things are going to get tricky. We're taking on one of the deadliest big threes in NBA history, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. Let's start simulating and see how things go. Hopefully we're able to slow this team down a little bit and beat them here in the NBA Finals. Game 1 goes to the Heat, of course. Dwayne Wade had 31, LeBron 29, Chris Bosh with 18. Kobe Bryant played really well, but we still did fall short. Game number 2 does go to our team though, and we beat them by nearly 25 points. 42 from Kobe, 20 from Luol Deng, and 16 from Jrue Holiday. This is a series that no sports fan would miss. Kobe Bryant taking on LeBron James in the NBA Finals. Oh man, the prices would be so high, especially for front row seats. They would probably be running upwards of $10,000 to $50,000 a seat. Let's see what happens here in game number 3, and we end up winning game 3 as well. Let's go. Pau Gasol drops 36 points. Jrue Holiday with a triple-double as well as 4 steals. Kobe Bryant with 16 points, and he also had 4 steals. Time for game number 4. Let's see what happens. We'll jump into Simcast for the last few games. The Miami Heat do have home court advantage. Can we go out there and get this win? And so far they are beating us here, and they end up defeating us by 13 points. Pau Gasol had 26, Jrue Holiday had 24, Kobe had 20, but we still fell short to the big 3 of LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. Game 5, if we win this game, it may determine the rest of this series. This is a really important game. Luckily, we do have home court advantage. Let's go out there and get this win. And so far, we are winning this game, and we do end up defeating the Miami Heat. Kobe had 37, Pau Gasol had 22, Artest had 20, LeBron had 37, but luckily we were able to hold Chris Bosh to only 7 points. And now it's time for game 6. Can we go out there and win ourselves a championship? The Miami Heat do have home court advantage, and so far we do have the lead, but they are pushing back here in the 4th quarter, and they take the lead right back from us, and they are starting to run away with it, and it looks like they will be defeating us sadly by 5 points. Pau Gasol had a 30-point double-double, Kobe Bryant had 27, Holiday had 23, but we still fell short. D Wade put up 33, LeBron 25, and Chris Bosh with 18. Now it's time for the biggest game of the playoffs and the season, to be honest. It all comes down to this, game 7. Win or go home. Let's see what happens. We do have home court advantage. Will we get this win? And so far we are losing, and it looks like we are going to be losing by nearly 30 points. Well, 20 something points. That really sucks. We came all the way to game 7 of the NBA Finals to fall short to LeBron James and the Miami Heat. LeBron had 30, 22 from Chris Bosh, 18 from D Wade. Kobe had 20, Pau Gasol 22, and 15 from Luol Deng. Oh man, that sucks, dude. Coming all the way to game 7 just to lose. But that does not mean things are over. We're of course going to continue chasing a championship. LeBron James, Finals MVP. Bro was averaging 4.5 stocks per game. No wonder we lost. His defense was through the roof. Here are the player stats for the playoffs in case you guys want to see. We played a total of 20 games, and Kobe averaged 30 points per game, 22 from Pau Gasol and the rest of the team. Now let's go to the offseason, where of course we're going to be making some moves to this rotation. We weren't a championship team, so there has to be some moves that come from this offseason. I'll show you guys which trades we'll be pulling off. Sadly, we don't have ourselves a first round pick in the 2011 NBA draft, and that's because there's prospects like Isaiah Thomas, Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie, Klay, and Jimmy Butler in this draft class. So what I am going to try doing is going out there and acquiring ourselves a top 10 pick. That way we could draft one of the young rookies that I just named. And now we're talking with the Milwaukee Bucks for the 3rd overall pick. Let's see what they say. We're offering them a first round pick, Ron Artest, Matt Barnes, and Sasha. And they do decline. What if we throw in someone like Steve Blake? He only has a 1-star trade value. Maybe a 2nd round pick. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to throw in Shannon Brown. I wanted to keep him out of this, but if it gets us a 3rd overall pick, which it does, and now we can go get ourselves a new rookie. Let's go ahead and see what player we're going to be acquiring with a 3rd overall pick. So the 1st overall pick the Sacramento Kings have, and they of course take Kawhi Leonard. The Timberwolves have the 2nd overall pick, and they take Isaiah Thomas. So that means we can get ourselves someone like Kyrie Irving. Let's see the trade offers we're being offered. Nope, I don't like any of these trade offers. I'd much rather take someone like Kyrie Irving or Klay Thompson. We can either choose Jimmy, Klay, or Kyrie. Let me see which player would be the best fit on our team. So I have decided we're going to be taking Kyrie Irving with the 3rd overall pick, and he's going to be the brand new starting point guard. We can move Jrue Holiday's position to be our starting shooting guard and Kobe to be the small forward. We still have a late 2nd round pick. We don't really have many good options left here, but we'll take the highest overall player. That's going to be it for the 2011 NBA draft. We really just got ourselves a rookie 19-year-old Kyrie Irving paired up with Kobe, Pau Gasol, Luol Deng, and Jrue Holiday. What I'm going to do is move Jrue Holiday's position to shooting guard and Kobe to small forward, where Kobe Bryant goes up. Team player options, we're obviously going to pick up the team option on Jrue Holiday and Taj Gibson. And now let's see if we can do anything in free agency. Do we have some money to play with? How much money do we have? So we only have around $2 million to play with. Let me go ahead and fill out the rest of this roster. These are all the players we're going to be signing in this year's free agency. A lot of players to add to our bench. They're not the highest overall, but they're the best we could get at this moment. I was thinking about if we should trade Pau Gasol or keep him, because he is 31 years old, and if I'm not mistaken, he's going to start regressing pretty soon. But as of right now, we're going to keep him on the team, and depending on how he plays in the regular season, we can always go ahead and trade him for a new big man, or keep him on the team if he still continues playing good. And now, I'll see you guys at the start of season number 2. So this is pretty interesting. I thought Pau Gasol would be regressing this offseason, but he ended up staying the same 89 overall, which is great for us. And no one else really regressed all that much either, because we do have a pretty young team other than Kobe Bryant and Pau Gasol. But luckily, there's a lot of progression here. Jrue Holiday's up to 85 overall, Luol Deng's up to 85 overall, so we just got a lot better than the previous season. Here we are at the start of this season with our new and upgraded 9-man rotation, with the rookie Kyrie Irving starting as our starting point guard. I'm so excited for this season to see how things go. We're going to be running with a 9-man rotation, and the starting lineup is going to include Kyrie Irving, Jrue Holiday, Kobe Bryant, Luol Deng, and Pau Gasol. Then off the bench we have ourselves Shane Battier, Taj Gibson, Brendan Rush, and Carlos, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but Carlos as our backup point guard. Last season, we didn't have a backup point guard off our bench, and because of that, our playmaking was pretty bad. So I decided to put this dude here as our backup point guard to help with playmaking. And we were also able to sign Brendan Rush, who's a pretty good 3-and-D player. I believe he has a 90 perimeter defense, which is amazing, and he has an A 3-point shooting. So that's good to have off of our bench as a 3-and-D player. Taj Gibson, I did move his position to be our backup center instead of the backup power forward, since now we have Luol Deng as the starting power forward. But I'm excited to see how things go. Let's go ahead and simulate the first week and see how we do. We do beat the OKC Thunder, the Boston Celtics, and the Indiana Pacers. So first we defeated the OKC Thunder, who have Russ, James Harden, and KD, as well as Zach Randolph. Okay, so they went ahead and acquired themselves Zach Randolph. This team's starting five is elite. But let's see how our team did. So Kobe had 30, Pau Gasol had 29. Kyrie Irving in his NBA debut put up 15 and 7 assists as well as 2 steals, and so far he's averaging 21 points per game throughout the first 3 games. Then we beat the Boston Celtics, and here were the player stats for that. And the same with the Indiana Pacers. Kyrie Irving led the way with 27 points, Kobe with 24, Pau Gasol still doing his thing, averaging 24 so far. Let's go ahead and see what the system proficiency is. So we're running on 3.5 star defense, but I'm probably going to move that to balanced where it's 4 stars, which is obviously better than defense. And yeah, it looks like balance will be the best bet. So we're going to be running on a 4-star system proficiency under Phil Jackson. And Kyrie Irving has said it before that Kobe Bryant's his favorite player that he looks up to / looked up to his whole career, and now he's going to be getting mentored by Kobe Bryant, which is absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and put post fade defense, we'll put layup mixmaster, and we'll give one shooting mentor, which should be set shot specialist. I'm stopped here at the trade deadline, and I'm going to try and upgrade the backup point guard position. Currently we have Carlos, and he's been shooting the ball well from the 3-point line, but from the field he's not all that well, and he's giving us a negative impact currently, as you guys can see right here in the estimated wins added. So what I'm going to do is trade Carlos and Earl Boykins to the San Antonio Spurs for Carl Landry. And I know he's a power forward, but we're going to acquire him and then trade him for a new backup point guard since he has a 77 overall. For the backup point guard position, we're going to be targeting none other than podcast legend Jeff Teague. He could be a great backup point guard behind Kyrie Irving. He's a good perimeter defender, good playmaker, and decent offensive player as well. He's shooting on really good efficiency right now. So let's see what the Atlanta Hawks say if we send them Carl and Steve Novak for Jeff Teague and Bojan Bogdanovic, and of course they declined, but I did acquire some first round picks this past offseason just for a trade like this. 1 first round pick they decline. I don't really want to give up too many first rounders here, to be honest. What if we give up another player? Like Brandon Rush hasn't been playing good for us this season. He's shooting 27% from the 3-point line. So trading him, I wouldn't mind, and he has a 2.5 star trade value, so let's try throwing him instead of Steve Novak. But they continue to decline. It looks like we may have to throw in another player. What about Damian Wilkins? And they're not accepting. Okay, Steve Novak. I don't want to give up another first round pick. That's a lot for Jeff Teague, so we're gonna go try and get someone else. If we're going to be giving up a bunch of first round picks and some valuable players, might as well get a really good point guard in return, and Kyle Lowry could be the perfect backup point guard. He's only 25 years old, he's an elite 3-point shooter, good perimeter defender, really good playmaker, can score when we need him to, and he could be the perfect 6-man coming off of our bench. We're going to send them Carl Landry, Brendan Rush, and let's see what they say. They do decline. Now let's throw in a bunch of first round picks to make this trade happen. I would like to keep the top 3 protected pick if possible, and they are still declining, but we do end up pulling off the trade and getting ourselves Kyle Lowry to be the brand new backup point guard. We're going to make him the 6th man. He could come off the bench, provide our second unit with scoring and playmaking. I'm really glad we didn't give up all those picks for Jeff Teague, because now we got ourselves a 83 overall Kyle Lowry, and he's only going to continue progressing, plus he's already on a 4-year contract. At the end of this season, Derrick Rose wins MVP, averaging 35 points a night. Isaiah Thomas wins Rookie of the Year, 25 points per game. Nikola Vucevic, 6th man. Dwight Howard, Defensive Player. This dude wins Most Improved. Scott Brooks wins Coach of the Year, and we win Executive of the Year. The OKC Thunder won more games than we did. Let's see if we get any All-NBA selections. We do get Kobe Bryant on All-NBA second team, and it looks like that will be it. So we don't get anyone on All-Defensive team this time around. We do get Kyrie Irving on All-Rookie team. And we were not the number 1 seed, we were the number 2 seed by 1 game. The OKC Thunder were ahead of us. We won a total of 69 games and lost only 13, whereas they won 70 games and lost only 12. So clearly this OKC Thunder team is going to be a problem. They have Russell Westbrook, James Harden, KD, Zach, Randolph, and Serge Ibaka, and their bench is pretty stacked as well. Let me show you guys the player stats before we start the playoffs. In the regular season, the leading scorer on our team was Kobe Bryant, averaging 25 points a night on really good efficiency, 44% from the 3-point line. Kyrie Irving in his rookie season, 19 points a night, 2.5 rebounds, 5 assists, shooting 40% from the 3-point line and nearly 50% from the field. 18.5 from Pau Gasol, 18.5 from Luol Deng, and the rest of the team was great as well. Kyle Lowry did his thing for us off the bench for the games he did play off the bench. And now we're going to be taking on the Houston Rockets here in round number 1, who have Aaron Brooks, Kevin Martin, Chase, Louise, and Greg Oden. So this is not much of a real challenge here in my opinion. We did take their best player, Kyle Lowry, from them. So now let's fix up the player minutes and start simulating the playoffs. This is what the player minutes will be looking like. We're going to be running a 9-man rotation, but Deshaun Stevenson is only getting 5 minutes per game because he's been shooting the ball pretty horrible so far. And now let's go ahead and start simulating against the OKC Thunder. Game 1 does go to us. Kobe drops 34 points, 28 from Kyrie in his playoff debut. Game number 2 also goes to us. Kobe with 40, Lowry with 21, and Kyrie with 19. Game 3, we also end up winning, and we do not sweep the Rockets, but we do gentlemen sweep them here in Game 5. Kobe put up 35, and so far he's averaging 31 points per game. Luol Deng had 16, he's averaging 18. Let's see how Kyrie is doing. So far Kyrie's averaging almost 17 points per game. But now we're in the second round, taking on the San Antonio Spurs, who have Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Mike Dunleavy Jr., Dejounte Blair, and Tim Duncan. This is a pretty stacked team, to be honest. They were the number 3 seed. Let's see how things go. Game number 1 does go to us. Kobe drops 32 points, Kyrie with 21, Luol Deng with a 21-point double-double. Game number 2 also goes to us. Let's go. Kobe drops 30, Luol Deng with 25, Pau Gasol with a 20-point double-double. And Pau Gasol is shooting 43% from the 3-point line, but how many threes is he taking? Well, not that many. Kyrie 18, Drew Holiday, he's playing good so far. That's what I'm talking about. Can we go up 3-0? And we can. Kobe with 35 points, Lowry with 21. Kyle Lowry is balling out here off the bench for our team. Kyrie Irving starting to struggle from the 3-point line. He's only shooting 33% now. He started off well, but he's starting to struggle. And I hope the Clippers can take care of the OKC Thunder for us, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. But we do sweep the San Antonio Spurs to advance to the conference finals. Here are the player stats for Game 4. And now it's either going to be the OKC Thunder or the Clippers. And of course, it's the OKC Thunder. Alright, let's see how things go here against this OKC Thunder team. They are stacked, and this team is honestly scaring me more than any other team in the Western Conference. Game number 1 does go to us though. Let's go. Kobe Bryant drops 31 points, Deng had 21, Lowry with 19, Drew Holiday with 17. How did their team do? So we played well defense on KD. And well, James Harden shot 50%, so not really on him, but we did play good defense on Kevin Durant and Serge Ibaka, so we held him to 3 of 10 shooting. We need to continue this, and game 2 we do continue. We also win game number 2 by 23 points. Kobe had 36, 23 from Irving, 22 and 10 from Pau Gasol. How was our defense on their big 3? It wasn't the best, but we did hold KD to below 50% field goal shooting. Game number 3 also goes to us, so we're up 3-0 against the number 1 seed. Let's go. Kobe with 23, Deng with 23, Irving with 20, and KD, we've been playing really well defense on him. We held him to 4 of 13 shooting, where he only put up 14 points per game, and he's their number 1 option, but on us, we've been playing real well defense on him so far. James Harden, we only let score 13 points. Are we going to sweep the number 1 seed? And we sweep the OKC Thunder to advance to the NBA Finals. Let's go. Luol Deng had 35 and 10. Kobe Bryant had 26, 7 and 10. Lowry with 23. How was our defense? KD went off here, but we still ended up defeating them. We did hold Russell Westbrook to only 14 points. And just like that, we're in the NBA Finals. And we're going to be taking on the Chicago Bulls, the team we took Luol Deng from. And the Chicago Bulls have themselves Derrick Rose, Kyle Korver, Lamar Odom, who we traded away, and he's still balling out over there in Chicago. They still have Carlos Boozer and Joakim Noah. So this is a pretty good team. They were the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. But let me show you guys the player stats in the conference finals that we just played and defeated the OKC Thunder. So Luol Deng was averaging 24, Kobe with 29 points per game, and 19 from Kyrie Irving. But now, can we win ourselves a championship and win Kobe Bryant his 6th championship to tie Michael Jordan? Let's see. Game number 1 does go to us. Kobe with 28, Pau Gasol with 21, and Kyle Lowry with 18. Game number 2 also goes to us. Kobe Bryant drops 32 points. Jrue Holiday balling out with 25. Can we go up 3-0? No, we cannot. Derrick Rose drops 46 points on our head. And I'm going to come up with the defensive coach game plan for Derrick Rose. I don't want Kyrie Irving guarding him. I would much rather have Jrue Holiday guarding Derrick Rose for the rest of this series. Now it's time for game number 4. Let's jump into Simcast. The Chicago Bulls do have a home court advantage. And so far, we do have the lead, and we're playing amazing defense. We hold the Chicago Bulls to 89 points, so clearly the defensive coach game plan worked in our favor. Kobe drops 32, Deng with 22, and Pau Gasol with 20. How was the defense? Derrick Rose still played good, but he did turn over the ball 5 times, and Boozer 8 of 21. Kyle Korver 3 of 12 shooting. And are we going to gentlemen sweep the Chicago Bulls to win Kobe Bean Bryant his 6th championship? And it looks like we will be doing just that. Kobe Bryant drops 30 points, 22 from Kyrie Irving. And we played amazing defense here once again. And just like that, your Los Angeles Lakers have won the championship with Kobe Bryant winning Finals MVP, averaging 29 points per game, 4 boards, 4 assists, 3.5 steals, half a block, shooting 45% from the 3-point line. But we're not done there. We did tie up Michael Jordan with 6 championships for Kobe, but we're going to be going and try to surpass Michael Jordan with winning Kobe Bryant his 7th championship. We're going to run it back one more season and see if we can win Kobe Bryant 7 championships. That way he could pass MJ in total rings won. Shaquille O'Neal decides to retire at 40 years old with the Philadelphia 76ers. And this dude was on our team, won a championship, and he's deciding to retire as well. I am planning on running with the same roster, maybe upgrade one position or so, but I don't think we're going to make many moves this offseason. And of course, Kyrie Irving is going to progress a ton this offseason. He's only 20 years old. That was his rookie season, so he should go jump up by hopefully 5 or 6 in overall by next season. We do have ourselves a 16th overall pick in the 2012 NBA draft. Let's see if we can draft a decent player here. I'm not sure if we'll be able to, but hopefully one player falls to us. Who's in this draft anyway? So there's Anthony Davis, Andre Drummond, Beal, Barnes, Draymond. There's a lot of good players in the 2013 draft. Hopefully one of those players fall to us. Let's see the top 3 picks. The Timberwolves have the 1st overall pick, and they take Anthony Davis. The 76ers have the 2nd overall pick, and they take Rex Henderson. I don't believe this is a real person. I think he's a computer-generated player. The Raptors, 3rd overall pick, take Damian Lillard. Okay, now let's go ahead and sim to user pick and see who we're going to be selecting. So there's not many names here left. There is Ozelis. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I've seen him around. being a commentator for the Warriors. But yeah, there's not many good options left here on the board, so I may just trade that first overall pick. Or you know what, we're going to be taking Terrence Ross. He could possibly come off of our bench and be the backup small forward or power forward. He's 6'7". He is listed as shooting guard, but we could always change that. And team player options, of course, we're going to pick up the team option on our starting shooting guard, Jrue Holiday, and we're going to pick up the team option on Taj Gibson as well. Qualifying offers, luckily we don't have to re-sign anyone this offseason from the looks of things, and yeah, we have our team locked down on long-term contracts. We do have a little bit of money that we can play with this offseason, $2 million to be exact, and I'm going to see which players we should sign that would possibly make this team even better. We are so ready to win ourselves a back-to-back championship to help Kobe Bryant surpass MJ in total rings won. As you guys can see, Kobe Bryant's won 6 championships. One more championship will help him go past Michael Jordan. And our team's progression was insane. Kyrie Irving's up to 86 overall now, which is amazing for us to win more games. We're going to be running with a 9-man rotation. The starting lineup will include Kyrie Irving, Jrue Holiday, Kobe Bryant, Luol Deng, and Pau Gasol. And then off the bench, we have Kyle Lowry, Taj Gibson, Lou, and Shane Battier. I went ahead and signed ourselves a backup big man in the offseason in free agency because the last season our offense rebounding was one of the worst, but this dude right here is a good offensive rebounder, so that should help out a bit. But now let's go ahead and simulate the first week and see just how we do, and we end up winning all 3 of the games in the first week. And so far, Kobe's averaging 32 points per game. Let's see how many Kyrie's averaging. He's averaging 15, Pau Gasol with 19. And we also beat the Golden State Warriors, who have Curry. Kobe dropped 31 points. And we beat the San Antonio Spurs. Kobe dropped 31 and Jrue Holiday dropped 22. I don't believe we're going to be making any trades this season, but if we do, of course, I'll stop at the trade deadline to show you guys. We are running with a 4.5-star system proficiency balanced under Phil Jackson. At the end of this season, Derrick Rose wins another MVP, Anthony Davis Rookie of the Year, Vucevic 6-man, Dwight Howard Defensive Player, Win Lee Yi wins Most Improved, Phil Jackson, our coach, wins Coach of the Year, and we also win Executive of the Year. As you guys can see, we set a new win-loss record, winning 75 games and losing only 7. We don't get Kobe on All-NBA first team, but we do get Kobe on All-NBA second team. And that's going to be it for All-NBA awards. We also get Jrue Holiday on All-Defensive second team. Let's go. First time Jrue Holiday makes the All-Defensive team in this video. That's going to be it for awards. And again, we were the number 1 seed, winning 75 games, losing only 7. So we got a lot better than the previous season. Let me show you guys the player stats for the regular season. Our leading scorer was Kobe Bryant, averaging 27 points per game, 6 rebounds, 4.5 assists, almost 2 steals, shooting 50, 40, 86. And then we had Kyrie Irving, averaging 22 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5.5 assists, nearly on 50, 40, 90 shooting splits. 17 from Pau Gasol, 16 from Deng, 15 from Jrue Holiday, and 14 from Kyle Lowry. And now we're going to be taking on the Dallas Mavericks here in round number 1, who have Patrick Mills, Jason Terry, Karen, Dirk Nowitzki, who's still a 91 overall, and Tyson Chandler, and this here is their bench unit. Let me fix up the player minutes and let's see if we can win Kobe Bryant his 7th championship. Alrighty, it's time to start simulating the playoffs here. Game number 1 does go to us. Deng leads the way with 30 points, Kobe 29, Pau Gasol with 22, Kyrie with 20. Game number 2 also goes to us. Kobe leads the way with 36 points. Game 3, we also win. Kobe another 36-point game. He's averaging 34 points per game so far. And we sweep Dirk Nowitzki and the Dallas Mavericks to advance to the second round. Kobe had 28. And now we're going to be taking on the Los Angeles Clippers, who have Eric Bledsoe, Eric Gordon, this dude right here, Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. And this is their bench unit. The Clippers are definitely looking a lot better than the Dallas Mavericks were. Their starting lineup is pretty good, to be honest. They have Blake Griffin, who's a 91 overall, DeAndre Jordan, who's one of the best defensive big men in the league. Let's see what happens. Game number 1 does go to us, and Kobe drops 44 points, Kyrie with 18. Game number 2 goes to the Clippers, sadly. Griffin had 30 points, Eric Gordon with 28. Can we win game 3? Yes, we can. Kobe with 42. Luol Deng with 23. Jrue Holiday with 3 rebounds shy of a triple-double. Can we go up 3-1? Yes, we can. Luol Deng with 28. Kyrie with 25. And is this going to be a gentleman's sweep? Yes, it will be. Kobe Bryant with 38. 25 from Kyrie. And just like that, we're in the conference finals. And oh god, we're going to have to either take on the OKC Thunder or the San Antonio Spurs, and of course it's going to be the OKC Thunder. But luckily enough for us, they no longer have James Harden on their team. They have JJ Redick running the starting shooting guard position, but he's still shooting 58%, so that's not that big of a downgrade. But of course, James Harden, I believe, was a 90 overall last playoffs when we went up against them, or 89 overall if I'm not mistaken. But this team is still really good. They still have Russell Westbrook. Now they have JJ Redick, KD, Zach Randolph, Serge Ibaka, and this is their bench unit. So this is a stacked team still. Game number 1 does go to us. Pau Gasol drops 31 points, hits 2 3-pointers. Kobe Bryant with 23. Game number 2, we also end up winning. Pau Gasol leads the way once again. Kobe with 21 right behind him. Up 3-0 against OKC Thunder. Kyrie Irving drops 34, Kobe with 22. And are we going to sweep the OKC Thunder once again? I believe we swept them last conference finals, and we do it once again. Let's go. Pau Gasol with 29, Kobe with 24, Kyrie Irving with 21. And we're going to be taking on the Chicago Bulls here in the NBA Finals for the second year in a row. And the Chicago Bulls have Derrick Rose, who's averaging 42 points here in the playoffs, Kyle Korver, Ronnie Brewer, Carlos Boozer, and Joakim Noah. And this is their bench unit. Basically the same team we defeated last year. Hopefully we can do that once again. Game number 1 does go to us. Kobe drops 29, Lowry with 21 off of our bench. Game number 2 also goes to us. Kobe drops 42 points. Derrick Rose had 31. Kobe's 42 was a lot better. Game number 3 does go to the Bulls. He drops 43 points for Derrick Rose, as well as 19 assists. Kobe had 33, 8, and 10. If we lose another game, I'm gonna come up with the defensive coach game plan. Let's see what happens. We do win game 4. We played pretty well defense on Derrick Rose. Luol Deng had 34, Kobe 33, Kyle Lowry with 22 and 14. And we do end up gentlemen sweeping the Chicago Bulls to win Kobe Bryant his 7th championship, which means he has now surpassed Michael Jordan for total championships won. Kobe Bryant wins Finals MVP, averaging 34 points a night, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2.5 steals, shooting 50, 40, 80. And before I end off this video, I'll show you guys the player stats for our team. So we played a total of 18 games in the playoffs, and Kobe Bryant led the way, 30.5 points per game, 6 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals on really good efficiency, 20 a night from Kyrie, 18 from Deng, 18 from Pau, 15 from Lowry, and 14 from Jrue Holiday. And here are the NBA final stats where Kobe was averaging nearly 34 points per game to go on to win himself his 7th championship. Now that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button. It helps out my videos a ton. And also subscribe if you're new for more NBA 2K26 rebuilds. Until next time, it's your boy Dragon, and I'm out. Peace.